Hi guys, it's Lita Lum, and today I wanted to share with you the supplements I've been taking to increase the fertility. We're trying to get pregnant and I'm 41, and actually they did increase my AMH, which is ideally above 1, and mine was 0.68 in January. Now it's 1.3, and it also decreased my FSH on day 3. You test that and you want it to be below 10. Mine was 8.5 and it decreased to 7.7. So this is good news. Let me share with you. 41 years old. Yes, I'm old, and my husband's much older than me. So we're old. And whatever. So being 41, you get a little concerned, but I actually went through a YouTube rabbit hole and found some encouraging videos. There's this one woman from Fertility for the Soul. She had a few YouTube videos about how to increase and to help your egg quality and fertility, and she does some cool programs to help your fertility, as well as she has a hypnosis program. Natalie Mason. She had a very encouraging video, which I will link down below. She was trying to increase her fertility, after some miscarriages, which that's why you want to increase quality of your eggs, is so that the chromosomes are all good, and so there's less chance of miscarriage and the like. So her AMH was like 0.19 or something, and then she was trying to increase it, and then it was all the way down to 0.009, something like that, when she actually conceived. So it's totally possible, even if your numbers are, dismal feeling. So don't worry too much. That's another thing everyone says. Don't worry. And you're like, stop saying don't worry. And but it's true. You have to chill out. So that's one thing. I also doing a fertility hypnosis, sort of guided meditation. They're only like 15 minutes a day, which is like, I was like, that's a little low, isn't it? But you do it more than once. But also, then I will actually do it, is the thing. It's called Circle and Bloom, and it was actually just recommended by my naturopath, who has had clients that became pregnant with this program. And what's cool about Circle and Bloom, every day of your cycle, it's like guiding you through what's happening. Your pineal gland, your pituitary, speaking to your ovaries, and it's kind of like help facilitate or visualize the hormonal stuff that's supposed to be happening and what you're, potentiating your eggs and stuff like that. That's what I've been doing aside from these supplements, what I'm getting into, and I stopped drinking coffee. I didn't think I drank that much coffee, but I have had a lot of coffee in my life, and I worked at a coffee shop, like when I was a teenager. Many coffee shops, I just like coffee. Like, I have 1 or 2 cups. I'm not like drinking all 13 cups, but it's pretty strong. Anyways, I shifted finally to decaf. I just recently started drinking more matcha and machinga. I like this machinga from Perfect Supplements, which is my favorite supplement company. And I actually feel the effects of the matcha, like the green tea. It has more antioxidants. So I have, some days now I have a matcha latte with oat or almond milk in the morning. And I'm like, yay, wow. I feel more alert and clear. And it's just interesting to take a break from your caffeine, because then it's so more fun when you drink it, first off. Anyway, so that, according to Chinese medicine, is like, don't do the coffee. I was like, it's fine. I have 1 cup, but maybe it's 2. Also, I was really making bomb sourdough bread. It was so good. And we love sourdough, egg on sourdough, just sourdough snacks. Yummy, yummy. We keep loaves in the freezer that are sliced, and, it's a good snack. Except it's very gluten-y and wheaty, which maybe is bad. So once I realized I had a thyroid situation, you guys, so hypothyroidism does run in my mother's side of the family. I had no idea about this at all. And my brother was the one who was like, Mom takes thyroid meds. And I didn't know that. They take the nature path, and the other one that's like basically glandulars from pig glands. I'm taking the lowest dose of thyroxine, levothyroxine. Anyways, the thyroid medication that you would be just prescribed from your doc. The Synthroid or something. And my levels are good. So that's the other thing. My levels for my thyroid in January, when I took all the tests, it was 2.19. Now for pregnancy, you want your TSH to be 2.5 or below in order to have your fertilized, embryo to attach to the wall. Other fertility potentiations, I'm sure. Mine was 2.19 in January, and it went up to 3.5. And actually people on this channel are like, maybe your thyroid, which is right around here, it looks a little swollen. Now, when I started taking the Synthroid, or whatever it's called, levothyroxine, it did feel a little less swollen here. So that is very interesting. Now my TSH is 1.19 or something. Thyroid hormone is very important for fetal brain development. Poor thyroid hormone is associated with intellectual aptitude, shall we say. Thyroid is important, and hypothyroidism is or thyroid issues generally are on the rise, and it's very common. So check your thyroid. If you're feeling you're gaining weight, if you're losing your hair, things like that, it's a sign of possible thyroid stuff. So I read it starts with the egg, and she was very into a few different supplements, one of which is Ubiquinol. She's very into a few different supplements for egg potentiation, and the egg cycle is about 4 months, so you want to start doing this before you're trying to conceive, ideally. Ubiquinol is one of them, which is CoQ10 potentiated. It's very bioavailable. I got this brand Qnol because it had high ratings, and I take 2 of these a day. It's 100 milligrams, like one an earlier meal, one a later meal. It's good for your heart. It's ubiquinol because it's in every cell of your body, so it's ubiquitous, I suppose. So one thing with it starts with the egg. The argument is that ATP and mitochondrial potentiation is very important for fertility. And as you age, your mitochondria and ATP start to diminish. And older eggs have less ATP. Interestingly, this is an interesting factoid, eggs have 200 times the amount of mitochondria than all of your other cells. So that was another reason it starts with your egg, that they are potentiating mitochondrial development. It's supposed to help the egg produce the vast amounts of energy that it's needed to go through the whole stages of development and into embryos as well. So CoQ10, she argues, is very good for potentiating the mitochondrial energy of the cell. And so it's a nutrition for the cell. For every cell of your body, ubiquinol is found in every cell of the body to help mitochondria. So this is an argument that it can help improve egg quality, and some people take as much as 600 milligrams. I'm taking 2. They're kind of expensive. I'm also giving that to my husband because it's actually good for sperm development as well. That's important to both people, I think. It's also a powerful antioxidant. You want a lot of antioxidants around to help prevent DNA damage, etc. Now, studies show that mitochondria in older eggs produce significantly less ATP. There's not a whole lot of other studies around ubiquinol. It needs further research. You get it. Melatonin. I completely forgot my melatonin. It's upstairs by my bed. I take it around bedtime. There's a lot of different melatonins. They're pretty cheap. Get whatever one. I think mine's the Now brand. Now, melatonin is a potent antioxidant. It's not only, a sleep aid. It is a hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycles, right? And as it gets darker, that your body produces more melatonin. So ideally, you sleep, when the sun goes down, you don't have a lot of blue light, which I totally do with my devices and everything. But I am sleepy. I don't have issues sleeping. I love sleep. I love sleep so much. The more you sleep, and the more you sleep with the sun cycles, the more your body produces its own melatonin. There is a concentration of melatonin, as it turns out, in the follicles around eggs, around your ovum. So there must be a reason for that, right? Isn't that interesting? Because it's a potent antioxidant as well. Melatonin also regulates the hormones needed for ovulation and implantation. It's important, actually. It's very important. And this was news to me. I thought it was just a sleep aid, but actually it's important for fertility. So I started taking 3 milligrams maybe 2 months ago. I definitely was taking the ubiquinol earlier. There are human studies showing that melatonin at 3 milligrams, that's what the study used, taken at bedtime actually improved the oocyte, the eggs, the follicle developing into little eggs. There's studies showing that it helped with people going through IVF. And it's inferred that it's going to help people that are trying to conceive naturally as well. and that it's found in high amounts in the follicular fluid of your ovaries. I mean, it seems like, why is it there? It must be important. Taking that. Now, she recommends a basic prenatal, Thorne prenatal. I was taking the Now brand prenatal, but now the naturopath that I just started seeing is recommending Seeking Health Optimal Prenatal instead of the Now brand. And I just think it's important to take a prenatal before you start conceiving because it's just optimal nutrition. This one apparently has better optimal nutrition, but you have to take 8 of these a day, and they're like this. 8 these tiny little capsules. Methyl folate. Now I'm also taking this methylated folate, methyl folate and B12. It's like a B complex. It's got B2, 1, 6, folate, B12. I've been taking this for a while because my aunt pointed out that her and my grandmother, that they have that gene, that the methylation issue, MTHFR, and it looks like I have it because I just, from this naturopath, she told me about Stategene, Strategene. I will link that below. If you've done the 23andMe, you don't have to pay the extra for the extra $100 for their health thing. You can just do the regular ancestry, the cheapest layer, which is what I did. And then you can download your data, your gene data, and then upload it, anonymously. You use a code for your name into Stategene, and it will tell you the genes you have. Now, one gene that I don't have, it's a gene that makes it hard for your body to create ubiquinol. NQ01 is the gene that helps you produce CoQ10. So if you have a variation of that, you can check to see if you carry the common variation for NQ01 that reduces its capability to convert CoQ10 to antioxidant version. I got that from Fertility Expert. Great blog name. Love that blog name. I will link that below as well. I mean, it doesn't look like I have that gene, but I do have this one. It looks like. I mean, I'm gonna have to go over this with my naturopath, which I'm gonna do, but it's interesting to get your gene data because there's so much you can tell now. On that note, so I would get a methylated folate just because a lot of people have this gene. Might as well just get an already methylated so your body can process the folate, because folate is very important for the neural tube development of the fetus, and it's just important for fertility. So that's why I'm taking that. Myo-Inositol, another very important for fertility, especially if you have PCOS, which doesn't look like I have PCOS, but I have whatever. So I'm still taking it because it's good for fertility. Myo-Inositol increases sensitivity to insulin and reduces insulin levels. This is just a powder, inositol powder that I was taking. Then I read that Myo and a combination of 40-to-1 Myo-Inositol to D-Chiro inositol appears to be the most effective form of inositol for fertility. I got this brand here, Wholesome Story. I'm going to link all these below, you guys. And I'm taking 4 of those a day. It says 4 capsules, 2,000 milligrams of Myo-Inositol, and then just 50 of D-Chiro inositol. That's for studies saying that helps with fertility. This more recent, like maybe 2 months of that tops. DHEA. Now this is interesting. DHEA is a hormone, and in the US you can just get this in the supplement form. I got some from bulk supplements a while ago, and when I read in It Starts With an Egg, she's like, oh, if you're over 40, start taking this. And actually a lot of fertility experts and stuff say you should start taking it. Just take it. Now, I do recommend look at your levels, which I did not do. Now this, I was just, I have this, I'll start taking it. And I was taking it from March through April into a little bit of May. And then I was like, wait a second. And then I realized, it's a hormone. And it did start making my skin more oily. Now I'm just sweating a lot right now, but like my arms, like where I sleep, was starting to break out a little bit. I got like a pimple here on my cheek, even on my face, which I haven't had in a long time. Like I was getting a little more teenagery in my skin because it is a precursor to testosterone as well as estradiol. So it's a precursor to a lot of other hormones as well. Then I stopped. I was like, I'm going to get tested. And I got tested in July. It was 258 Ng. So ideally you have a middle range of DHEA. And okay, so I looked up on Mount Sinai. From age 20 to 29, it's 65 all the way to 380. That's the level I would like to be at, even though for 40, The normal range is 32 to 240. So mine's a little bit above that range. It's more normal for like 30 to 39, 45 to 270. But you want like middle range. So maybe it's fine now. I don't know. I'm still like confused on that. I'm going to have to talk to my naturopath. You're supposed to be in middle range. I don't know. There's a lot of fertility people who are into it. If you're over 40 and going through fertility treatments or just trying to conceive, it's maybe a good idea to take DHEA because they do decline with age. So what was I taking? I took 20 milligrams, measured on a scale what 20 milligrams was, and then I just kind of eyeballed it from there. Like I took the end of a knife, I just kind of took a little bit of it most days during that time period. Now, other studies, they recommend often 25 milligrams 3 times a day. So it's 75 milligrams a day. I was just taking 20 to maybe 30 because I was eyeballing it. It could have been a part of what made my AMH improve so much. I just don't know. Vitamin D, you guys. Vitamin D is very important. A pro-hormone, it's not just a vitamin. Studies have shown a direct correlation from vitamin D levels and the ability for sperm to begin the whole process. So it's important for sperm health as well. It helps sperm motility and quality. And D helps the production of your AMH, which stands for anti-Mullerian hormone. It's important for your ovarian reserve, but it's important for all of your hormones and just, it's important, right? I'm trying to do a little bit more sun like to the abdomen and your back, like morning sun. That's apparently better for your body to create its own vitamin D. But just in case, I am taking Thorne. I've been taking vitamin D for a long time because I did test low once. I've been taking this dropper, vitamin D/K from Thorne. I really like Thorne. So it's 25 mcgs of vitamin D and 200 mcgs of vitamin K. The dropper that they have, I replaced it with a dropper like this because they had like one of those little shakeout, like a essential oil dropper, which I didn't like. But you only need a drop, they recommend, or 2, 1 to 3 times a day. Another recent supplement, this was a fertility specialist list of supplements to take. This one, PQQ, pyrroloquinoline quinone, promotes mitochondrial biogenesis. So we're taking one of these each. This is a new supplement for me, PQQ, a little pink pill. So I'm having both of us take it, this and my husband, if he actually ever takes it. Alpha lipoic acid. We had some alpha lipoic acid. I just got some more from Life Extensions because I was reading again how important it is. It's a great oil and water soluble antioxidant that really helps with fertility, with also your whole body, really. So I was using up a bottle. I don't remember the brand, and now we just got some more from Life Extension because I was reading again of how it really helps. Vitamin E. I do have some vitamin E powder I was taking in my coffee. Vitamin E powder from bulk supplements. I do that inconsistently. Vitamin C. I give this more to my husband often. I like this Core Med Science liposomal vitamin C with sunflower lecithin. They just look like these little pills. So they say 3 soft gels. Like I maybe sometimes take 1, but I give this more to my husband just because I was reading that that's important for him. Vitamin E, vitamin C, I should up those, just generally. N-Acetyl Cysteine, which I was already taking now and then. NAC is the acronym. And that I have a huge bag that I got from bulk supplements. It helps improve the glutathione levels in your body, and it's a master antioxidant, so helpful for fertility as well. Exercise improves your egg quality. Now, I've been exercising less, I feel like, since COVID, like most people. I was doing good in the beginning when we were doing these exercise videos for the Pilates studio I work at, but now I'm like lagging. I'm getting a little chubbier, but I have been eating this keto ice cream. Because one thing I started doing is trying to be a little more keto just by not eating the bread. I was making great bread and I was eating it, and now my husband's the only one who eats it. Because of the thyroid issues, I stopped. I just started getting base culture bread and also Ezekiel bread, which totally has wheat in it, but that seems to help. Maybe I was just doing that because of my thyroid, but also it's apparently good for fertility. But I also got some keto ice cream, which is really good, and I've been eating a lot of it. It doesn't have as much sugar, but I'm spongier since then, which maybe is good for fertility. I'm also taking omega-3s, DHA, Nordic Naturals, Prenatal, and this is just good antioxidants, but it's good for fetal brain development and everything. I also just got a Norwegian cod liver oil, which is similar, you know, a lot of vitamins and minerals and EPAs and DHAs. This one is more DHAs. Just take your omega-3s for sure. Another oil soluble antioxidant I'm still taking is astaxanthin. I take one of these still from that company that makes it with coconut oil. Still take the zinc picolinate, 22 milligrams from Solgar. This new great company, Doublewood, I'm starting to take Alpha GPC, which is a choline, very good for fetal brain development as well, and it's just good nootropic. Choline itself is a precursor to the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which plays an important role in memory and other cognitive processes. And I've heard it's good fetal, you know, it's good for fetal development. I'm also taking uridine, which helps regulate the choline. Studies have shown uridine may enhance the formation of synaptic connections and increase cholinergic brain function. So taking one of these each day. Berberine, we still take berberine sometimes, like maybe 3 days out of the week is the words I'm trying to say. So I was doing Thorne, and now I'm trying this cheaper brand, Berberine Plus. Doctors recommended. Amazon brand. Gaia Thyroid Support. The naturopath recommended this. This one has ashwagandha, which I also take, you know, ashwagandha. So getting lots of ashwagandha, it's good adaptogenic herb to help support all your systems, especially stress. Proprietary seaweed blend, kelp and brown seaweed fawns. Schizandra is also in there. And iodine. Iodine's great for your thyroid. I take 2 of these a day. Wobenzym. This is great anti-inflammatory for joints and stuff. And also I've read on the internet that it's good for fertility. So I've been trying to take this, you know, on an empty stomach, like once or twice a day. But you take like 4 of these little pills. Actually really great on my knees. My knees are feeling really good. So I was like, I'm going to keep taking this whether it helps or not. So I got a huge bottle, 800 of these, because it was cheaper and because I like it. So this is bromelain, pampain, rutoside, rutin, pancreatine, you know, all the enzymes, but it's a high dosage for systemic everything. I do take serapeptase like the beginning, first part of my cycle I was, and then I ran out, and that's when I bought the huge bottle of Wobenzym. Liposomal Curcumin. Bought this brand lately. Antioxidants in your body. I just started taking this again. Liquid liposomal that I found on Amazon called Ease. Amy Meyer MD. It's not bad. I'm also taking Chlorella just to help draw out heavy metals in your body, as well as it's just good nutrition. I started taking from Perfect Supplements. And also Pure Hawaiian Spirulina. Take a few pills of these a day, like 4 or 5. I'm giving my husband this as well. I started going to acupuncture, and there's an interesting Chinese medicine. So these 2, Su Gui Wan, Xiao Yao San. Now, I have a friend who's an acupuncturist, and she ordered these for me, but the whole point of these is in Chinese medicine, like one you take in the beginning of your cycle, up to ovulation, the follicular phase, and the second one you take the latter part, the luteal phase, you know, from ovulation until you get your period or you're pregnant. Powder, and you put it into hot water and kind of dissolves. Sometimes put shatavari powder, which I got just from Banyam Botanicals, shatavari powder in there, and drink that with a meal. They come with a little spoon. That's a milligram spoon, and 3 of these 3 times a day. So sometimes I just do 5 twice a day. Maybe that's helping. Whew, that's a long video, guys. I hope that sounds interesting to you. The main ones I was taking are the ones they recommend, and it starts with the egg. I do recommend that book. I got the audio book of it from Audible and just listened to it while I did tasks, and it was interesting. So if you're on your fertility journey, I do recommend that. And do not lose hope. Get on the internet and look up hopeful stories where people are conceiving in their mid-40s just naturally. It's very exciting. And it is a mental game. I do think you have to diminish worry in your brain and, you know, do the mind-body connections, meditate more, get some exercise sometimes, and be good to yourself. Don't lose hope, really. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that helps you guys. Check out the links below. Just click show more and scroll down, and I'll have a list, I promise. Bye. Hey guys. Okay. Also, hey guys, it's Lita Lam, and I wanted to share with you. Norma Wayne. Now, it's which. Yeah, so it's supposed to help the egg produce the vast. So it's, you want, now for pregnancy, you want, so I got Ubiquinol, one of us who but also melatonin is potentiated. Oh, I love that word. Whew, I'm sweaty. Less mental, less, hey, let's get into our, okay. 3 times Chinese herbs, my Chinese, so I'm gonna take, wow, this is a long video.